Well, we've only got a few minutes of shooting light. It's the last night of the season. Snuck out here with about an hour. Found a pretty decent buck here. And he's in this crease right now, and I'm running out of light. Whoa! I can't believe that worked. I literally just stood up. I set up both the tripods to standing height. I stood up and gosh, he stood there and looked at me long enough to make it happen. That was pretty cool. Man, that Sierra just dropped him in his tracks. That was awesome. And there's only just a few minutes of shooting light left. Man, we just got that in. Holy cow, that was great. Alright. Not the farthest left one.
No, the one that's just to the left of the one looking at you.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep. Got her. Got her.
See the one in the back now?
I lost him.
What this Sierra 90 grain Gamechanger did, let's see here. We've got a nice entrance hole. It's actually really large. Kind of expected with the velocity at 3,400 feet per second out the barrel. Not sure what the impact velocity was, but I hit it a little high, came close to the spine, but it did not spine it. And then that's our exit hole there. Back out, we're getting a little steamy here, but so we did get full penetration on this. A little high, I did not hit the heart, but the lungs are pretty well scrambled. So I would say initial first impressions are that this bullet did a really good job. I think the limitations of this are that sometimes bullets do odd things every once in a while, so you know, one animal doesn't necessarily prove the point, but definitely a good start. I'm definitely very happy. It's just a 90 grain little bullet here, and dropped this animal within 100 yards, blew up the lungs nicely, so definitely happy with the situation and overall impressed with this Sierra bullet. Well, it's the last day of third rifle season. Hunting in Unit 301 on one of my properties here at Rocky Mountain Ranches. All of my deer clients are tagged out and gone home for this season, so being the last day of the season, I got a tag for myself, and I figured I'd come out here, see if I could get a buck, but there was a big one in the area. I was hoping to find that one, but I only had about an hour to get this done. I saw this big one rutting and kind of sniffing and chasing, and I figured, well, this is going to be perfect. I've been dying to check out these, see what these new Sierra Gamechangers do. I shot a doe antelope a few weeks ago. It did a really great job, and this one really laid the smack down. It dropped him right in his tracks, so that was really pretty cool. This is a 6x47 Lapua. The rifle's built by Kevin Weaver, Weaver Rifles out of Peyton, Colorado. He does some really excellent work. Everything he's built 2 rifles for me, actually 3 rifles now, and everything's been super accurate. But this 6x47 is a great cartridge. It's super fast. My particular one is a 10 twist, so I can't shoot the long heavy bullets, but I'm shooting these 90 grain Sierra Gamechangers, and they're leaving the barrel just a touch shy of 3,400 feet per second. So that's a ton of velocity, and especially at this distance, it probably still had most of that velocity. So it's not a big surprise. I didn't get an exit wound. I think he was kind of quartered towards a little bit, so it kind of angled in, and I'm sure that sucker just exploded in there, but he just dropped in his tracks. I couldn't be happier with that. But it's a cool rifle. It only weighs a touch over 6 pounds, so it's nice and light. The muzzle's 725 on it, so it's got some significant barrel thickness for, you know, more than just a sporter weight here. I'm using a Thunder Beast suppressor, and it's built on a stock Winchester action that's been trued and skeletonized. It's a Brux barrel on this one and a Macmillan carbon fiber stock. So that's how we get it down to right just a touch over 6 pounds. But great rifle. But the thing I really wanted to test was these Sierra Gamechangers. I mean, shooting an antelope with a 90 grain Gamechanger is one thing, but shooting something a little bit bigger. You know, I saw on the Antelope that it just basically, it did what I wanted it to do. Some of these high BC bullets, they don't open quick enough. They need some penetration before they start to open. So this one, what I've seen, it opens real quick. As soon as it goes in, it starts to open. Yet it still retains mass and penetrates fairly deeply. So that's kind of all the attributes I want out of a hunting bullet. Now, Sierra's been producing some great bullets, obviously, for a long time now. I've been using, out of a 300 short mag, also built by Kevin Weaver, I've been using the 180 grain Sierra Gamechangers. They're a lead tip bullet, and they've killed a lot of stuff for me. I've had that rifle for probably 8 or 9 years, and I've killed almost everything with it. And they do a great job. I mean, another thing too is, I certainly don't recommend our clients coming out here and shooting 6mm at, well, much of anything, to be honest. I would prefer using larger caliber rifles. They can give you a little bit more leeway when it comes to a marginal shot. You might do a little bit better with it, but especially when it comes to elk. Now, I know you can kill elk with 6mm, but certainly not recommended. Now, deer, another story. We're kind of getting into a smaller animal, so it's not a bad choice, but why not go bigger? If you make a marginal shot, that extra caliber there might help you out a little bit. I strongly urge you to check out my website. Rocky Mountain Ranches is my business name, and my website is rockymountainhunting.com. We specialize in non-guided hunts on our private ranches, and these ranches are about 1,000 acres to 4,000 acres, and some are even larger than that. So we've got a lot of choices. This is a high desert property, so lots of rolling sage, brushy hillside, and this is going to be our best option for deer and antelope hunts. Just great concentrations out in Unit 301, so it's a very sought after unit for antelope. If you don't have the points to draw it, give me a call. We can get you into a landowner voucher. We never charge any additional fee for landowner vouchers. Same with deer. You might be able to draw this one, you might not. If not, we can hook you up with a voucher, no additional charge. But for our elk properties, we've got moderate elk ranches, which is kind of oak brush terrain, you know, below 8,000 feet. They don't have the dark timber, but they're more moderate. And then we have our high country elk ranches that get you into more of the rugged stuff. Dark timber, topping out at around 9,000 feet, some, you know, big aspens and all that typical high country terrain. Another awesome option that's kind of new for us for this year is our ranching for wildlife property. That's going to be just a really large property, some serious acreage here, and being in ranching for wildlife, we get to operate outside the normal hunting season. So we can hunt deer in velvet if we want early. We could start with a rifle early for antelope, but for elk, we're out in a wintering ground in a migrational corridor, so we get to basically you know, hunt in December, which really optimizes our success out here. So you know, it's only November right now, and already we've got some good elk in this terrain with some snows in the high country. So if you're interested in a hunt, these are mostly non-guided hunts. Now, we do offer some guided hunts, but these can get you onto a private property without the big, you know, the big costs that you might incur from a fully guided hunt with lodging and all that sort of stuff. So basically the way it works is I'm going to personally take you out on your hunt. I'll take you out the day before. We'll go on a ranch tour. I'll provide nice topo maps, and we'll have a safety meeting and go over the ranch rules. But as we tour around the property, we'll talk about animal patterns, hunting strategies, and get you started on your hunt that way. So it's a really nice way to get the advantages of a private ranch without all the extra expense. Now, this deer certainly isn't the largest one we've got running around here, but with only about 10 minutes of camera light left, I was super excited to take him. You know, the neck's all puffed up and he's ready to rut here, and gosh, I just like shooting stuff. So I'm super thrilled to get this deer, and I'm super glad that all my guys are tagged out and it allowed me to come out here today and get some hunting in myself. But really happy with the Sierra Gamechangers so far. I mean, I really am excited to try some of the larger caliber ones. They make a 165 for a 30 cal, and I'm super excited to try that one out next. But right now, for a little 90 grainer, man, it dropped this guy right in his tracks, so couldn't have been happier with that.